Some people will do anything for power, even if it means betraying their own family. My stepsister Vanessa learned this lesson the hard way when she tried to steal my father's company with forged documents. But she forgot one crucial detail. I always record my video calls with Dad. I'm Sarah Mitchell, 32 years old, and this is the story of how my stepsister's attempt to take over our family's tech company revealed just how far she'd go to get what she wanted. Growing up as the daughter of David Mitchell, founder and CEO of Mitchell Technologies, wasn't easy. Dad built the company from nothing, turning his innovative software ideas into a billion-dollar enterprise. He taught me everything he knew, from coding to corporate strategy, always saying that someday the company would be mine to lead. Everything changed when I was 16 and Dad married Catherine. She seemed nice enough at first, a corporate lawyer who claimed to admire Dad's business acumen. But her daughter Vanessa was different. From day one, she made it clear that she saw Mitchell Technologies as her ticket to success. Vanessa was already in business school when our parents married, and she immediately started positioning herself as Dad's natural successor. She'd show up at company events, introduce herself as the CEO's daughter, conveniently forgetting the step part, and make suggestions about how the company should be run. You really should consider more aggressive expansion, she'd tell Dad during family dinners. The market is ripe for takeovers. Dad would just smile and change the subject. He'd built Mitchell Technologies on innovation and ethical business practices, not hostile takeovers and quick profits. I took a different approach to the family business. After getting my computer science degree, I started in the company's development department under a different name. I wanted to learn every aspect of the business from the ground up, just like Dad had. Remember, he'd tell me, a good leader knows how every part of their company works. They don't just give orders, they understand what they're asking people to do. While I was coding new software and learning the business, Vanessa was climbing the corporate ladder at other companies, building what she called her executive experience. She'd drop by Mitchell Technologies occasionally, always making sure people knew she was the CEO's stepdaughter and hinting about her future role in the company. Of course, nothing's official yet, she'd say with false modesty, but Dad and I have discussed the succession plan extensively. What she didn't know was that Dad and I discussed the company's future almost daily. I'd risen through the ranks on merit, still using my mother's maiden name to avoid favoritism. By the time I was 30, I was heading our most successful division, though most people didn't know I was the CEO's daughter. Then came the project that would change everything. Project Oracle was my baby. A revolutionary AI system that could predict market trends with unprecedented accuracy. I'd been working on it secretly for 2 years, sharing the progress only with Dad and a small team of trusted developers. Vanessa caught wind of it somehow. She started showing up at my department more often, asking pointed questions about our research. I kept her at arm's length, but I could see the wheels turning in her head. You know, she said during one of her visits, as a family member with actual business experience, I really should be overseeing projects of this magnitude. I just smiled and reminded her that she didn't actually work for Mitchell Technologies yet. That's when the rumors started. Whispers about Dad's retirement, about Vanessa being groomed for the CEO position, about how the company needed professional management instead of tech geeks. I knew Vanessa was behind the rumors, but I had more important things to focus on. Project Oracle was nearing completion, and the early results were beyond our wildest expectations. Dad was so excited that he delayed his business trip to Tokyo to see the final testing. At least, that's what Vanessa thought. In reality, Dad went to Tokyo as planned, but we kept it quiet. He'd been there for 2 weeks, participating in Oracle's testing via secure video calls. We'd recorded every session, documenting each step of the project's success. Then came the board meeting that would reveal everything. I arrived early that morning to find the boardroom buzzing with tension. Vanessa was already there, looking smugger than usual in an expensive power suit. She barely acknowledged me as I took my seat. The meeting began normally enough. Quarterly reports, market analysis, the usual corporate presentations. Then, just as we were about to break for lunch, Vanessa stood up. Before we continue, she said, pulling out a document with a flourish, I have an important announcement. As of yesterday, I am the new CEO of Mitchell Technologies. The room went silent. Board members exchanged confused looks. I have here, Vanessa continued, a contract signed by David Mitchell, transferring control of the company to me, effective immediately. As you can see, he signed it yesterday in the presence of witnesses. She started passing copies of the contract around the table. I took one, noting the signature that did look remarkably like Dad's. This is quite unexpected, said James Harrison, our lead director. Why wasn't the board informed of this succession plan? Dad wanted to keep it quiet until everything was finalized, Vanessa said smoothly. He believes the company needs stronger leadership, someone with real business experience. Speaking of which, my first act as CEO will be to shut down certain unnecessary projects. She looked directly at me. Project Oracle, for instance, is clearly a waste of resources. I couldn't help but smile. That's interesting, I said, pulling out my laptop. Why don't we ask Dad what he thinks about that? Dad is unavailable, Vanessa said quickly. He's taking some personal time to focus on his health. Actually, I said, connecting my laptop to the room's display system. He's in Tokyo. Has been for 2 weeks. Would you like to see yesterday's video call? The color drained from Vanessa's face as I played the recording. There was Dad, clearly in Tokyo, discussing Project Oracle's latest results with me and the development team. The timestamp showed it was during the exact time Vanessa claimed he was signing over the company. That could be old footage, Vanessa stammered. Today's Tokyo newspaper, Dad said, holding it up to the camera. And yes, the board is watching this now. Hello, everyone. Sorry about the deception, but we needed to see just how far certain people would go to seize control. Vanessa started edging toward the door, but security was already there. The contract is a forgery, I announced, standing up, and we can prove it, but more importantly, Project Oracle isn't just successful, it's revolutionary. The patents alone are worth billions, and as of this morning, I own those patents. You? Vanessa laughed desperately. You're just a department head, you don't have the authority. Actually, Dad's voice came through the video call. Sarah has been the de facto COO for the past year. She's been running most of the company's operations while learning every aspect of the business, just like I did. The board approved her appointment last month. Sarah? Vanessa looked confused. But she's just the CEO's daughter? I smiled. The one who's been working here for years under her mother's name, learning the business from the ground up instead of expecting it to be handed to her? The board members were now looking at the Project Oracle documentation I'd distributed. The potential value of the technology was clear, as was my role in developing it. This is impossible, Vanessa protested. I'm the one with business experience. I'm the one who knows how to run a company. No, said James Harrison. You're the one who just committed corporate fraud. The police are on their way. I suggest you wait for them quietly. What followed was chaos. Vanessa tried to run but didn't make it past security. She screamed about family rights and betrayal while being escorted out. Her forged contract was handed over to the FBI for investigation. The aftermath was both satisfying and sad. Vanessa was arrested for attempted corporate fraud. During the investigation, we discovered she'd been planning this for months, working with a disgruntled former employee to forge documents and create a fake paper trail. Dad returned from Tokyo 2 days later. My stepmother Catherine, to her credit, was horrified by her daughter's actions. I never thought she'd go this far, she kept saying. We raised her better than this. But the signs had always been there. Vanessa's sense of entitlement, her belief that she deserved to run the company simply because she was, sort of, family. Her dismissal of the hard work and innovation that had built Mitchell Technologies. It had all been leading to this moment. The company thrived in the aftermath. Project Oracle exceeded even our optimistic projections, revolutionizing market analysis and cementing Mitchell Technologies' position as an industry leader. Dad semi-retired 6 months later, though he still consults on major projects. I took over as CEO, managing the company the way he taught me, through understanding, innovation, and respect for every employee's contribution. Vanessa? She took a plea deal to avoid a lengthy prison sentence. She's banned from serving as an officer in any public company and had to pay substantial fines. Last I heard, she was working as a junior analyst at a small firm, finally learning the business from the ground up. The forged contract is framed in my office now. Next to my original Mitchell Technologies ID badge from when I first started in the development department, they're reminders that true leadership isn't about titles or family connections. It's about understanding your business, respecting your people, and earning your position through hard work. Last week, I got a letter from Vanessa. She wrote that she finally understands what Dad had been trying to teach us all along. Success isn't something you can steal or forge, it's something you build, day by day, project by project. The board meeting room where Vanessa tried to stage her coup is now our main conference center. We use it for project presentations, giving every employee a chance to share their innovations and ideas. The power suit culture Vanessa tried to impose has been replaced by a focus on creativity and collaboration. Dad often jokes that Vanessa did us a favor. Sometimes, he says, you need someone to show you exactly what you don't want to be. Catherine still comes to company events, though more quietly now. She's thrown herself into charitable work, perhaps trying to balance out her daughter's actions. We've maintained a cordial relationship, united in our commitment to running the company ethically. The video calls with Dad continue, though now they're more about sharing news than testing secret projects. He's proud of how the company has grown, not just in size but in culture. We've maintained his vision of innovation and integrity while adapting to new challenges. Last month, we launched a mentorship program for young developers, teaching them what I learned the hard way: that true success comes from understanding your business from the ground up, not from shortcuts and power plays. The security footage of Vanessa being escorted out of the board meeting has become something of a legend in corporate circles, not because of the drama, but because it demonstrates a simple truth: you can't fake your way to real success. As for me, I still code regularly, still learn new aspects of the business, still remember the lessons Dad taught me, because that's what real leaders do. They never stop learning, never stop growing, and never forget where they came from. The view from the CEO's office is different now than it was when Dad ran the company. The industry has changed, technology has evolved, but our core principles remain the same: innovation, integrity, understanding. Vanessa never understood that a company is more than just power and profits. It's a living thing, built on relationships, trust, and shared vision. Her attempt to seize control didn't just fail, it showed everyone exactly why she was never fit to lead. Sometimes I think about that board meeting, about the look on Vanessa's face when she realized her carefully forged documents were worthless. It's not about the satisfaction of catching her in the act. It's about the reminder that there are no shortcuts to real success. The lessons from that day echo through every decision I make as CEO. Trust must be earned, authority must be deserved, and leadership isn't about who you are, it's about what you do. Project Oracle continues to evolve, growing beyond its original scope to revolutionize multiple industries. The team that helped develop it has grown too, promoted on merit just as I was. We're building something remarkable. Not because of family names or power plays, but because we understand what it takes to create real value. Dad still calls every day, not to check up on me but to share ideas and hear about new innovations. He never doubted me, never questioned my ability to lead. He just gave me the space to prove myself, to learn and grow and become the leader the company needed. That's the real secret to success, not forged contracts or corporate coups, but the patience to build something genuine. Something lasting, something that makes a difference. Vanessa taught us all a valuable lesson, though not the one she intended. She showed us that true leadership can't be stolen or forged. It has to be earned, step by step, day by day, with integrity and understanding. And those video calls with Dad, I still record every one, not because I'm worried about more forged contracts, but because someday they'll be part of our company's history. A reminder that sometimes the quietest person in the room is the one you should watch out for, especially if they've been quietly learning everything about the business while others were plotting shortcuts to power. The company continues to grow and evolve. We're developing new technologies, exploring new markets, building new relationships, but we never forget the lesson learned in that board meeting. Success built on deception will always crumble, but success built on understanding and integrity will stand the test of time. And that's something no forged contract can ever change.